Welcome back to News 13 at 5:30. An NBA legend, a high-profile murder, and two teenagers at the center of this investigation. Authorities found the then 57-year-old shot to death in Lumberton, James Jordan, July 23rd of 1993. A jury handed down murder convictions for Larry Demery and Daniel Green for that crime. Well, I traveled to Southern Correctional Institution in Troy, North Carolina, to speak exclusively to Green. In part one of this two-part series, you'll finally get to hear from Green on his account of what happened and why he feels the court system failed him. 32 years. That's how long Daniel Green, the man convicted in the death of James Jordan, NBA great Michael Jordan's father, has been incarcerated.
I'm managing the best, I think a person could under these circumstances.
The murder, connected to arguably the greatest NBA player of all time, stayed in the headlines for decades. Although Green has spoke to media before, he's coming forward again because he wants the unedited truth revealed.
There's a presumption of criminality, especially when it comes to, people that look a certain way in the society, people that talk a certain way. You don't use the proper grammar if you dress different or whatever. So that's hard to overcome.
Authorities arrested and charged Larry Demery and Daniel Green for robbing Jordan and then killing him. His body was found nearly 2 weeks later in a swamp in Marlborough County. Demery took a plea deal from prosecutors in exchange for telling them who pulled the trigger.
As a 50-year-old man, which is where I am right now, to ask me why did I do something like that now, I would not be able to give you a rational reason.
But Green says he was not the person who shot Jordan. He doesn't deny helping his counterpart, though, get rid of his body. The two were longtime friends. Why help your friend? I mean, I know, you guys have been friends since third grade, but if you see that there's a body, it's an expensive car, did you guys not have any idea who that person was at the time?
I didn't know. I think he knew. I think there's a possibility that he knew because there's been talk about a championship ring, but I've never seen a championship ring. According to some witnesses, Larry Demery did sell the ring, but why did I do it? I was a kid.
It was that teenager mentality that Green says caused him to make poor decisions. From age 16 to 18, he says he served time for another crime that he never committed and claims his incarceration during those years likely stunted his development and influenced his decisions.
No matter what I said, nobody believed me, and because I was saying that I wasn't guilty of the crime, that brought retaliation.
When you heard about the plea deal, how did it make you feel to hear that your friend since third grade, after all these years, had threw you under the bus and said that you were the one that shot and killed James Jordan?
I didn't believe it. No, I didn't believe it.
More than 3 decades later, Green believes that he felt his case was leverage to get the 1994 crime bill, signed by former President Bill Clinton, passed. The bill created harsher penalties and incentivized states to build more prisons. Critics argued the bill fueled mass incarceration and disproportionately affected minorities.
They weaponized the case. Specifically Congress, Senator Dorgan, Senator Curran, specifically spoke about it and spoke about how it was a high-profile case. And because it was a high-profile case and it was Michael Jordan's father, that they could use it to push this bill through.
He also says his case included many judicial and procedural errors, one of which involved the jury verdict. Documents show the jury stating no to the question, did the defendant kill or attempted to kill the victim? They did, however, say they felt Green was a participant in the underlying felony and exhibited reckless indifference to human life. Green recalls one juror account.
She specifically says that we were checking boxes, but that we did not unanimously believe that he killed him. So then you ask, well, how could you convict me when the judge instructed you that in order to convict me, you had to find that I killed him? And what happened was that they were not present during the actual charge conference.
Documents also show the state of North Carolina waived the acting in concert instructions to the jury.
What that did is that required this jury to find that I myself committed each and every element of the crime, meaning that in order to convict me, they would have had to find that I killed him. They would have had to find that I robbed him, and that I conspired to rob him. So this is the ring
As the two of us comb through paperwork, Green has spent the last 32 years of his life trying to regain his freedom. He mentions the evidence of Michael Jordan's championship ring, a key piece of evidence prosecutors used to place him in James Jordan's car.
It's not even the same shape. That's a square ring. That's a class ring.
He says although the days at Southern Correctional Institution are long, his faith is what gives him hope that one day he'll be released.
To Michael Jordan, to his family, I'm not responsible for James Jordan's death. I'm not responsible for his death.
Daniel Green and his attorneys applied for a motion for appropriate release back in 2019. Judge Gilchrist denied that motion. He also went up for parole just last year. He was denied earlier this year. However, he's still determined to be released from prison. In part 2 of our exclusive coverage, we'll detail the process for you and dive deeper into the procedural errors he found. You can look for that story next week. Trish?